Scott Winkowski, and Tim Zale is unaccounted for and is absent. The first thing I want to say is I want to thank and congratulate Mayor Safarian for his 16 years of service as mayor, and I believe another 16 to 18 years on city council. Prior to that, mayor as well, 16 years on the planning commission with all of us, certainly during my entire time on the planning commission. And I do want to say thank you, not only as a citizen of the city of Oregon, but also as, I hope, a friend and someone who's a confidant of Mayor Safarian. I have learned quite a bit from you over the years regarding how things could be done, should be done, and are done with local government. And he was kind and gracious enough to allow me to be on certain boards and to participate as a citizen of the city of Oregon. And Mayor, I thank you very much for that, and I commend you for everything you've done. Moving on to the agenda, I would ask for a motion to approve the October 21st, 2025 regular meeting minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes without objection.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hearing all in favor and none opposed, the motion to approve the October 21st, 2025 regular meeting minutes are approved. We're going to move to the second matter that's on this. It's Z 827-25, zoning change from C1 Neighborhood Commercial Zone District to R2 Medium Density Residential Zone District on the property described as 5771 Bay Shore Road, parcel number 44-00924. This zoning change is being initiated by applicants' owners, John and Wendy Hendricks. And inadvertently, I was also gotten the Board of Zoning Appeals agenda for tomorrow, and it appears they have to appear at that as well to work on some approvals. So there are approvals with us and then approvals with them, and then council will approve, I assume, everything after that point in time. And so, Mr. Schrake, if you would introduce the topic.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Project Review Committee met on Wednesday, November 12th, 2025, and discussed the proposed zoning change. Currently, the property at 5771 Bay Shore Road is being used as a single-family dwelling. The majority of the properties to the east and south are already zoned as R2 medium-density residential, with only 2 properties to the southeast on the corner of North Stadium and Bay Shore Roads, currently zoned as C2 General Commercial. Properties to the west and southwest are owned by the City of Oregon and currently are zoned parkland. A zoning change would be compatible with the adjacent residential properties to the east and south. The current structure has always been used as a single-family dwelling. The committee has no concerns with the proposed zoning change as submitted. The Project Review Committee and the Building and Zoning Department have no objections to the request as submitted.
If the applicants would like to speak in favor of their application, we do have a copy of the application and all the matters that were submitted. Mr. Schrake's going to go through those while you speak, and then we may or may not have any questions.
Okay. So this was a property that I actually grew up on. My dad owned it, and then it went into a trust after he passed, and I ended up with my husband buying it in September. Dad did change it. It was residential, and he changed it to commercial residential when he wanted to sell boats. He was selling those rowing shells. And I mean, he still used it as residential at the time. We have no plans of selling anything and want it to be residential. So we were asking to just revert it back to the way it was before he was selling boats.
Any questions from the panel? Sold me, did a great job.
Thank you. I worked on that all day.
Some are very easy around here. Some are a little more difficult, but some of them are very easy.
Is that it?
Yep. Anyone else in the audience wish to speak on this matter? Hearing none, I will move to close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor to close the public hearing?
Aye.
Hearing all in favor and none opposed, the public hearing is closed. Floor is open for a motion to approve Z 82725.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve Z 827-25.
Second. Roll, please.
Mr. Olive,
Yes.
Mr. Vrieslar,
Yes.
Mayor Safarian,
Yes.
Chairman Winkowski.
Yes. That's it.
That was easy.
Good luck tomorrow. Shouldn't be a problem either tomorrow night, so. The last item before us today is probably one of the better things that I think have happened here in the city of Oregon in the last 18 years that I've been on the Planning Commission, but it's the 2025 Oregon Comprehensive Plan Review and Recommendation to City Council presented by the Comprehensive Plan Steering Committee. This comprehensive plan updates and replaces the 1995 Oregon Master Plan, taking into account the changes and trends currently affecting Oregon and creating a blueprint to guide the physical and economic growth of Oregon, Ohio, which will build upon those special qualities that make Oregon, Ohio an excellent place to live, learn, work, visit, and play. It will be presented by City Administrator Joel Mazer and Steve Schrake from the Zoning and Planning. It's my understanding that this is going to be on City Council's agenda in early December, I believe maybe the 9th, the 8th, and that I have volunteered and it has been accepted that I will present on behalf of the Planning Commission, assuming there's no opposition, I will present on behalf of the Planning Commission our recommendation to City Council, hopefully with City Council's approval then at that time at the meeting.
It planned to come before city council by the,
We're gonna make a recommendation that council adopts it tonight, is the goal of this
all
committee.
right, what I want to explain to you though, that once you make the recommendation, it has to be passed or has to be voted on by city council between 30 and 45 days. They do not plan on meeting during that stretch. So what I would be doing would be, once you open the public hearing, recommending that we extend the public hearing to the next planning commission in December. Therefore, they could pass it in January when they would be present for the 30 to 45 days.
That makes sense. Makes sense to me.
All right.
Okay.
And so that's the way procedurally,
So we would table. at the
Not
end of our-
table.
Not table.
we
extend
would,
the period?
we would, once the public hearing was open, move to extend the public hearing to the next regular planning commission meeting. You're shaking your head.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, Mayor Safarian, I don't think that applies to adoption of the plan. As you can see, this does not have even a case number. That is true for a case that would have a posting and public notice on the site and so forth, but I don't believe it applies for something like a comprehensive master plan or a master.
So we don't have to go by the rules.
No, I don't think that the rules would apply in this scenario, but
Well, I did refer that to the law director.
Okay.
Who said it does.
then I stand corrected.
My only, Mr. Chairman, my only I would think for a zoning change, clearly those rules apply. Anytime it's, it's going before council as a piece of legislation. The legislation that'll go to council, I think, would be in the form of a resolution. And it'll be to adopt this comprehensive master plan. Again, I don't know if those apply, the 30, 45 days.
Well,
How do we
Because-
cover both bases?
but because we are in no hurry anyways for it,
Right.
we procedurally, that's what we have always done.
How do we cover both bases?
Covering both bases would be to extend as the mayor recommended.
Okay. Okay. All right, so we can vote to recommend it, and then we can extend the time period to the next time. That covers us both ways?
No, because we wouldn't be able to vote, because we've extended, the public hearing
We would not
has to be
vote on it.
closed.
Okay.
Vote on it.
Okay,
Wouldn't vote on it.
so we would not vote on it. At that point in time, we get to a point in time here where it's presented,
Yeah, you can move into the next one.
and we can extend to move it. We can still present it at the December meeting,
And then you can vote on it.
and then we can approve it on.
See, it's my sneaky way of getting out of voting on it.
And then we can approve it mid to late December, and sometime in January, council, that can be one of the first issues to come up with new council, even though you will then be mayor by that point in time, but we can still do that. Okay. I think I got it. All right. If Mr. Schrake and Mr. Mazer will introduce the topic, we will take your feedback right now.
All right, Mr. Chair, in 2024, spring of 2024, the City of Oregon launched a process called Onward Oregon to create a major update to its comprehensive plan. This was a community-driven process that was detailed to update the city's previous comprehensive plan to respond to current needs, shape future opportunities, and integrate best practices. The last comprehensive plan had not been updated in over 20 years. This will serve as a guide for decision makers and the community regarding future development and many components of the city's quality of life. The purpose of the plan is to guide the community in evaluating proposed public, private, and joint projects, to inform current and prospective property owners and developers on desirable growth patterns, and measure progress and effectiveness of the projects in Oregon to ensure they strengthen the community as a whole. We had multiple, we created a steering committee made up of stakeholders, community residents, public officials, and staff, and we held multiple steering committee meetings to go over each aspect of this plan. This plan is the result of those meetings in addition to 2 public gatherings and a online survey that was conducted, which we received very good results or feedback from the community, having over 1,000 respondents to the online survey. And then we also, as I said, had 2 on-site gatherings where the community could also give their input. And all of that information helped shape the plan that you have before you. And then I'll turn it over to City Administrator Joel Mazer.
And Mr. Chair and Planning Commission, this is well overdue. As Steve mentioned, it's almost been 20 years since the master plan has been updated. When I first got, actually before I got here, one of the things that I went on the city's website and looked at was the master plan, and I saw that it was a little dated. Typically, a master plan is updated once every 5 to 10 years. It's a typical updates, is best practice, I should say. Being close to 20 years, it was overdue. I wanted to thank the steering committee. There were about 20 of us, maybe a little less than 20 of us, that met on a regular basis. We did hash a lot of things out. We had public meetings. If you recall, the first public meeting was at Buffalo Rock before it opened. I think that was a nice draw for a lot of people. It was well-attended. We got a lot of input from that, but, as Steve mentioned too, the survey results were overwhelming. To start, we were estimating that, if we got 350 survey results, that was a success. But we were estimating somewhere between 600 and 650, and we got nearly 1,000. So, again, I contributed that to the work of, OHM, who was the consultant, and the steering committee for getting the word out. And people responded really well in Oregon. So, as you can see in the plan, there's a lot to it. I won't go into all of the details, but this is the biggest component of any master plan is it is a land use, is the land use portion of it, and what would be acceptable in the future. So, and again, this is a 5 to 10 year plan. This is not etched in stone. So the plans, we deviate from plans that happens in every city, but we try to follow this plan to the best of our ability. Of course, opportunities and anomalies come up, so we address those as they come up. I did want to point out one of the biggest things coming out of this, surprised, not surprised, was that the community, in large part, supported the concept of development of a multi-purpose sports complex in the city of Oregon. So you see more and more of those popping up in other communities, and I think that's something that we heard from the community that would be something they would like to see happen. And I think with some of the things that we have in place right now, with the TIF district near the town center, and some of the other opportunities we have, I think there's a real possibility that something like that can happen. So it's just a matter of, having some other things to come together. The TIF districts that were established in the town center is a revenue source. Now, we do have some debt service that we're paying with TIF revenues now for the road infrastructure that was put into place. But as that TIF revenue builds up over time, that then can be used for a publicly owned multipurpose sports complex. So I think that's I consider that to be the biggest item. Another item that was brought up in this public process was that they want to see, the community wants to see some development near the water. There's not a lot of opportunities for that because a lot of that's privately owned. A lot of it's housing subdivisions. We have South Shore Park there already. So that focus area is near the Bay Shore Power Plant. At some point, Facility 3 could fill up. I mean, that's where the Port Authority puts dredging materials now. And who knows what the future of that Bay Shore Power Plant is now because of, it's not a coal burning plant anymore. They burn pet coke from the refinery. So, will that operation stay there forever? So there is a plan in place for that focus area near Harborview. In addition to that, and that's something that we've talked about at city council meetings, Paul Roman and I have spoken with some of the property owners in that area, namely Walleye Power, about putting a boat ramp in that area. As you know, we don't have a boat ramp. We do have one boat ramp here, but it's on the shallow side of the bay. Yeah. You can't get any big boats in there, only small boats. But if there was a chance to acquire land and put in a boat ramp near the intake of the Bay Shore plant, that's deep enough because the flow of water going into that intake keeps the depth, a little deeper there. They don't have to dredge it. So that's an opportunity, I guess, in the future. Those are the two items I wanted to point out. And the last thing I'll say is that this wasn't easy. As the committee members know, there was some arm wrestling going on during this, putting this plan together. You're taking in a lot of information, 1,000 surveys and comments from public meetings. We had to sit back down in the end and kind of hash a few things out. But I think, based on what we heard from the public, this is the plan. This is what everybody settled on, agreed to, and we feel that this is a good plan that'll carry us forward. The last thing I'll say is that we talked about having a commitment from everybody on the steering committee to review this once a year to see how we're doing, making sure we're following it, and just give us a chance to, it gives us a chance to just evaluate the progress, so to speak. So that's all I have. Personally, being a part of this, I'm very happy with this. I think this is a good product that we're putting out here. We hope you think so too. That's all I have. Thank you,
I
Mr.
was
Chair.
part of it, so I think it's a great product. No, I was honored to be part of that project, just to tell this committee, but having not gone through this before, and I don't think many of the members of the steering committee had gone through this type of planning. And OHM did a great job of keeping us on topic and allowing us to voice our opinions and make corrections as we went along and question some of the things that were in the documents. I specifically remember the area where Oregon starts to end and we get close to Jerusalem, and the night that we had all of the trails that were going back and forth, and I think the whole committee kind of looked and went, really? And we talked about it, and we probably spent a good half hour, 40 minutes talking about just those one things, and the changes that were made were a conglomeration of the whole consensus of kind of the group. And so that part made me feel really good that someone was listening to the group. The same thing with the community when we went to Buffalo Rock the night that we all listened certainly to all of the people that came that night and all of the input that we got, because it was something new for the majority of the people on the steering committee, had never been through something like that. And so I think the product that we have is phenomenal, and that's one of the reasons why I volunteered to present it to council. I think it's something that we should all be very proud of. I certainly am, and I'm proud that we do this. I think one of the mistakes we made 20 years ago was we didn't ask council to adopt it within the planning for the city of Oregon. It was a master plan that had no teeth, so to speak, and so we're going to ask for a little bit of that, and maybe that'll point us in the right direction for the years to come. And so my recommendation is obviously going to be that we recommend this document and that we send it to city council with our recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, if I could, one of the surprising facts that came out is that when you look at the statistics of Oregon over the last 25 years, what was very surprising is our median age went up like 10 years. And I mean, to me, it's like, wow, that's a warning sign. You're aging out, you're not attracting young adults to the city. And I think it's something you got to think about. Quality of life, is everything, personally. That's how I feel. And I do think, there was a lot of good thoughts on connectivity with walking, biking paths, and so on. So this covers a lot. I was on the first comprehensive plan that we did 25 years ago. This is a better document, hands down. And I do think there probably was more public meetings with more attendance. I remember doing them at the senior center and things like that. But I think the responses that you got for this was overwhelming more than we did before, hands down. You had way more input for this. But my recommendation to anybody reviewing this is look at the future land use plan. That is, to me, the main document. It is the main piece of thing to look at the different classifications and where it's shown. Clearly, we should be reviewing this, if not every year, every 5 years, to keep up with it, you know? So, no, I think it's a far better document than before.
Thank you. Anyone in the audience that would like to comment or be heard? Okay, good, we'll get out of here. I am going to make a motion to extend this meeting to our next meeting, which is December.
So you're going to extend the public hearing.
Extend the public hearing to our next meeting, which is currently scheduled for December 16th. December 16th, 2025 at 5 PM, wherein at that meeting, we will vote on our recommendation as a planning commission to ask council to adopt the 2025 Oregon Comprehensive Plan. Hearing no objection to my motion, the meeting is hereby extended to December 16th, 2025.
Just to let everybody know, it is on the Oregon webpage, the whole,
Yes.
so you can research it, look into it.
And having nothing more to come before this committee, before we adjourn, again, I want to thank Mayor Safarian for his wonderful service over 34 years, if my math is right.
It's pretty close.
North End math.
So you're just close.
Close enough. Again, thank you, Mayor, for your time and service, and we will adjourn. Thank you, everyone.